Okay, welcome everyone here on today's ProDev hour. I take this opportunity to greet you. Good evening, everyone. Today, the 16th of October 2025, we are having ProDev hour. Topic being salary loans, streamlined loan access through HCM payroll system. Remember, we always use this venture, we always use this way to communicate to all science teachers in Uganda. For today's ProDev hour, I'm Rima Edward, the secretary for the Science Teachers SACCO. I'm glad to moderate today's program because it is going to be an exceptional program, given that we are going to talk about something about social and the economic empowerment. And we know this is so important for our lives because life cannot move without the economy being happy. You very well know that one of the projects which have been started by the union is this SACCO, the UPSTU Members SACCO, a SACCO that is there to help members to save. In other words, to have a saving, to have somewhere, maybe a pool where teachers can be keeping their money, but when it is safe, when that money is safe. But secondly, to be able to access loan facilities which are of low interest, but also which can be easily accessed. But also we have, but also some people are saying that they can't hear me. I don't know if it is true. There are some people who can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What is, are these ones facing some challenges who are saying that they can't hear any voice?
I think that one is, you can just unmute, maybe you have not activated their audio. You can just proceed, just maybe be closer to your microphone.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I was saying another benefit of the SACCO, apart from just saving and accessing loan facilities at low interest rate, we also have an issue of sharing dividends at the end of the calendar year. But also, we have another benefit of SACCO education. Right now, we are doing SACCO education because we are going to realize that we are going to, within this program, we're going to discuss issues about strategic financial management. Of course, because when we say that we're going to discuss about the process of salary loans and all that, it is about, it is under strategic financial management. So that is under SACCO education. You are getting free lectures about financial management. So I welcome you. I congratulate you for logging on. In the same regard, let me take this opportunity to wish you a happy belated World Teachers Day. It was the other Sunday, 5th. Yes, I think I've not talked to most of you. Yes, the Ministry of Education is yet to communicate when it is going to be celebrated. Yeah, because up to now, we have not yet got an official communication of when we should celebrate the World Teachers' Day in Uganda. Yes, and also thank you for what you have done. I know there are many physics teachers here. You have started your practicals, you have supervised, you have prepared the practicals, more it is chemistry. Of course, even from the beginning of the week, there were some theory papers, and most of the teachers I know, they are doing great work in the supervision and all that, because we as science teachers, we are getting involved in all activities in the school. Yes, so back to the topic of salary loans, streamlined loan access through HCM payroll system. I'm happy to tell you that we are having a facilitator to take us through this topic, where we are also going to look at the other loan products in the SACCO, because we have several loan products, where we are going to talk about the process of obtaining the salary loans. And also we are going to receive feedback from submitting MOUs from the respective votes. Yes, because before you access a salary loan, you must bring a letter of undertaking. So our SACCO must first sign an MOU with your employer. Yes, to allow to go through different maybe nitty-gritties of how the teachers should access these loans. So that's why we are signing. We have to sign that MOU. So the manager is going will go through that. Will highlight more because he's the facilitator. So let me take this opportunity to welcome our facilitator today. That is none other than Mr. Richard Mukowa, the manager for UPSTU Members SACCO. Mr. Richard, you have the microphone. Can you talk to the people?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lima, the moderator for today. Good evening, everyone. I want to really welcome you back from whatever you've actually put on hands today. And I want to thank God that we all live and kicking. Most welcome to this ProDev hour today, and I'll be your facilitator today. Most importantly, our topic is salary loans, and we're looking at how to streamline loan access through HCM and payroll system. Today is 16th of September. My team is, I don't know whether some of them are here, but we're really doing well as far as my staff is concerned. And just to give you a clue about the silence, just like what Mr. Lima said, that for us, we are up and running after obtaining a deduction code, and we are fully giving out these loans. However, there are some glitches we want to highlight in this topic. You will note that we communicated earlier. Mr. Mukalele, if you can run to the next slide. I don't know whether I should be able to really share. You'll understand that some days back we shared with you that we got a deduction code from UCLA, which was a great achievement to us. And this was most importantly to help us manage loan deduction is to fight default. So we managed to ensure that code, and the code is not a secret, it is open to everyone to really understand it. But this was also this came in to help us manage credit risk. You know, as we give out loans, we are supposed to recover, and most of us might have challenges with doing manner and bring. So if we manage this reduction code, then we are safe. And this is done by a third party. Of course, there are many parties that are involved in the coding system, including Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, because they are concerned with payment of finances of your salaries. but also Ministry of Public Service, because that is your human resource. There is another body called UKRA that gives out to these codes, and there's also another body that manages deduction, and that is PCA, or Payment Consult Africa. This session will help us really understand how to obtain SILE loans, and progress. We shall also highlight on the progress made on the MOUs with the district and other boards, and then also how to do loan recovery through the SILE reduction code under HCM. Now, next slide. As we work on the SILE loans, we have to work with particular entities that I mentioned: Ministry of Finance, Public Service, the PCA system. Public Service now is under, now here we bring in the votes. The votes are your direct employers. Like each of you belong to a particular board. It could be a municipality, it could be a district, mention them. So all those votes have accounting officers. These accounting officers are in direct control of your payrolls. And therefore, before we give you a loan, we must notify them. We require them to sign for you particular documents like undertaking. But they are also mandated, because as we're signing the MOU stipulates the different roles of each entity. Someone might ask, why do we have to sign an MOU with an entity or a vote before we get the SILE loans? Yes, it's because they are your employers and they need to manage, because remember, at the end of the day, we are telling them to deduct on our behalf at source. So this MOU brings out the roles and obligations of each party in the MOU. And the parties involved include us as the SACCO, and then the ministry or the vote itself. Now, for example, for districts, the accounting officer is the CAO, and for municipalities, it is the town clerk. The cities, the city clerk. But now, before we progress, because we have had these kind of issues, you reach a certain vote and they are like, we don't have an MOU. Now, the MOU is to make us agree on particular terms, but also introduce us to the entity, to the vote, and also agree that yes, we as opposed to we exist, we have the deduction code, we are licensed. Some of them have even asked for our licenses before they sign. We are licensed by UMA, and we are mandated. We have a mandate to, or we are allowed to lend out money. And so, as long as we have a deduction code, we can now go and enforce it on someone else's payroll. So this MOU is really to define the roles of either party. Our obligation or our role is to give out the loans, but the ministry or the vote's role is to remit our installment, to deduct on behalf of us and remit our installment. So that's why these MOUs are needed, to introduce us there as a legal entity that is in place and that has fulfilled all the mandatory requirements for it to go ahead and attach someone's salary in form of an installment. So we've been getting feedback from different areas on so and so has not signed because they want to see us physically. Some accounting officers need to see us physically. And where we are not able to reach, we have sent their coordinators and regional chairpersons. But also some entities have called us direct, and they need some amendments in these MOUs, which we have done, and we've had some of them signed. We've shared only this for a particular area, but many of these are being signed and others are being addressed. So we expect to have most of these signed probably next week or the other week to come. Next. So as we work along this, we shall ensure that these MOUs are signed. The persons who are following up on these MOUs are the regional leaders, including chairpersons and the coordinators. Like I talked about this, how the MOU is signed, you can see on this other side, on the right-hand side, those are the signatories. Now, each time you bring a letter of undertaking after we've signed the MOUs, we shall be cross-checking what signatures do we have on this letter, on this MOU. Are they the same signatures that we have on the letter of undertaking? These are checks that we shall be doing, because we can always refer to them. They have shared their contact number that can always engage. Now, for SACCO loans, as a SACCO, I usually get questions: what is the maximum I can get? How can I qualify? Can I just join immediately the SACCO and obtain a loan, a SACCO loans? Now, we have a number of loans in the SACCO, but this is one of the loans that we are giving as a SACCO. And it's actually our core, the SACCO loans, which is risk-free in terms of default, because we go ahead and code your salary. Now, what is the eligibility criteria or requirements? One, you must be a fully registered member of the SACCO, and you should enroll on WND. Now, why we require you to enroll on WND is because we no longer disburse by cash, as in taking cash and deposit in your bank account. Or you cannot come and we give you cash at the office. We disburse through the system to your account in the SACCO, where you can pull to your account and withdraw from either a Wendy agent or a mobile money agent, or transfer to an account, say Stanbic Bank. So you must be a fully registered member with the SACCO, and we require to enroll on Wendy. 2, you must be on government payroll. And not only that, but you should be on HCM. There are members who are on government payroll, but they are still in the old system. They have not been migrated to HCM. Not all votes are migrated. For us, we can easily know. Once you give me your computer number, I can easily, when I put in the system, it will tell me that Swan is still in the old system, or he has been migrated to HCM. So where you're not migrated to HCM, we refer you to your personnel or HR. And that is why we need this MOU signed. Then the other thing is we require you, as long as you're we require you to be a confirmed staff. Today, someone was asking me, they are not yet confirmed, can they access a SACCO loan? And I told them, no, we need you when you're confirmed, because we don't know whether you'll be confirmed or not confirmed. In the event we gave you a loan and you're not confirmed, it means you're even not going to be on the payroll. So we require you to be a confirmed staff. Next, we require to have a valid staff ID and a national ID. These are very key because the system requires that we punch in this, especially national ID. We need 3 recent pay slips. 3 recent pay slips. Then we need a salary statement for at least 6 months. Now, a salary statement, pay slip and salary statement looks more similar, but there is more information we pick from a salary statement, including other loans you might have that might not reflect on a pay slip, might reflect in a salary statement. But also informs me that whether you got salary last month, I will actually pick it from the salary statement. That's why we need at least a 6-month salary statement. Then, letter of undertaking from your employer. Someone has just asked, who gives a letter of undertaking? A letter of undertaking is given by your employer, who is the personnel. So we require to go to the personnel who will sign, and the cow or town clerk or city clerk, those are the accounting officers. So they will require you to, when you go there, they'll actually guide you on who should sign. But for us, we shall refer to the people who have signed the MOUs. Then you must be UPSTU member and coded. Here I mean the union. You must be a union subscriber for you to benefit from this. The individuals who will come and they are not members of the union, we require you to first go and register with the union, be coded, and then you also benefit as far as this is concerned. Next slide. Now, this is the overview of the process flow. How do I walk now? How do we move the journey until you get the money? 1, we require to fill an application form. Our form is on the website. All forms that you require require for any loan are on the website. So you fill an application form, loan application form. You submit documents that the ones I talked about in the previous slide, and we shall verify those documents. Like if you submit a letter of undertaking, I will verify the signatures. I can even call back to confirm whether Swan is so you went there and they signed it for you. We will check the pay slip. We will check of course, even your computer number. We can patch it in your system, and we get to know your other deductions. But we shall also do loan appraisal, PCHCM reservation. Now, whenever you apply for a loan, we shall ask for your computer number. Some people call it employee number or IPPS, which we shall punch in a system. There is a system called PCA, HCM. So where we punch your computer number and it will give us information about you. Not biography, but basically about your payroll and loan deductions that are happening there and your affordability. So I'll go ahead and reserve you. Reserving, I mean, I'll get a portion of your affordability that will be set aside to cater for this loan you're going to take. So when I reserve, it means there is no any other institution that can place a code when my reserve is there. Then loan agreement or undertaking. Of course, I mentioned about a lot of undertaking, but also required to sign a loan agreement, which we shall give you after approval. Then after approval, there is HCM loan approval. Now, this number 5, HCM loan approval, is in twofold. The borrower does HCM loan approval and the employer. I want to really, I will explain so much here because this is where a challenge is. Now, there is a new development in public service. Previously, there was no borrower's action in the system. Like if you went to borrow a salary loan, you could not even enter the system and approve your loan or take action on your loan. But I think there were many complaints because you could just wake up in the morning and you see a code on your pay slip and you wonder, how did, sorry to say, Bayport's code reach my pay slip? How did Swan-Iso's code reach my pay slip? I even don't have a loan with them. We used to hear such kind of comments, and maybe some of you might have been victims of such. Now, what public service went and did was to avoid that. They said no, to avoid these complaints. Before a member or a staff takes a loan, they must approve their loan. They must take action. They must play a part in approving their loan in the system. You okay your loan in the system, then the financial institution will also go ahead and action on it. So that is the control that was really added in the new human capital management system, where you first of all approve your loan when a financial institution, for example, when UPSTU SACCO approves your loan, we go in the system and apply it there. We submit it. Now, when we submit, it leaves my computer or our computers. It leaves our system, and it comes to you, your docket as a member, wherever you are. So that means it has left my system, but it doesn't reach the final approver is the HR, your personnel. So when it comes into your system, you log in your HCM. Each of you must have HCM credentials for this particular purpose. So you log into your HCM. I will take you into, there is a slide for that. You log into your HCM. You will see that loan. When I submit it, you will see that loan coming in your HCM, and you'll action on it. You either reject or approve it. If you don't want it, you reject. If you approve it, then it will also move from there and run to the HR, who is the personnel. So you'll be able to see it, and it does the final approval. So when it does the final approval, then it comes back to me, and then I go ahead to complete it and disburse. But I'll explain that part. Then after that, we go to loan disbursement 7. Of course, after disbursement, we go to loan deduction via PCA. Next slide. Now, loan application process. Now, loan application requires you, at a loan application, you avail us with your IPPS number or the employee number. When you make a call to us that you want a salary loan, we shall ask you, please send us your computer number. And before even you go for letter of undertaking, for everything, for us to determine how much you can qualify for in terms of affordability and all, you share your computer number. So we get that computer number and patch in the system which we have, and it will give us your affordability. So we shall tell you, Mr. So you qualify for 100 million. So you go ahead and fill this application form, which is on the website, but we can also share with you. Then you state the loan amount you want. Of course, if you qualify for 100, it doesn't mean you must take the 100, probably depending on your purpose. You could be in need of 10 million. So you put the amount, the purpose why you want what you want to use the money for, and repayment period. Is it 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, depending. Then you attach, you put together your ID, payslip, then letter of undertaking. Of course, I assume here you've gone to the personnel or that vote and they have signed for you, so you attach, plus the other requirements as I mentioned earlier. Then you also fill a loan consent form. This is also a form that is shared with you that you fill. Then you scan and send to us. Next slide. Now, all forms that we have were uploaded on our website. As you can see, those are the forms that we require, that I mentioned about. I talked about borrower's consent, that is there. I talked about, have we lost Mukalere? Okay, he's back. I talked about borrower's consent. It is there, uploaded. Yes, that is the borrower's consent. Thank you, Mr. Mukalere, for sharing this. It is actually easy to fill, but it is required because this is what we upload also, that the HR sees that you've consented to this deduction. It includes the loan amount and the amount of installment and the period, then you sign and you also sign off. That's the borrower's consent. The application is easy to fill. There is no difficult document here. All information is very easy to fill. That is the loan application, very easy to fill. It doesn't require you to really crack or put in a lot of English. It is just direct on point. Okay, but areas where you may not understand, like maybe you don't understand your membership number, you can always call us and we advise you on what to do. But they're also available on the website. Next slide, Mr. Mukalele. Now, next step is once you've scanned the documents and sent to us, someone asked me, do I have to walk to come to office on the do application? No, you can just scan. By the way, you can submit the original documents to our regional offices. But before even that, you can forward the scanned copies to us because we usually work with scanned copies. We don't want you to move from class and come to Kampala, sit there and, waiting for that facility. No, you scan and send to us. Now, after sending to us, we shall verify these documents. I talked about that. Verify payslip, refer to the letter of undertaking. Probably we can call the personnel to confirm whether they signed for you. We can also double check from the PCS system to really confirm the information. So we can also cross check with Payroll and HCM, confirm compliance with SACCO learning procedures. These are internal. Next slide. We do loan appraisal under PC authorization. Loan officer performs affordability test. We need to confirm how much. Affordability test means we put your computer number in that system, which advises us on your affordability. But before even that, we can compute affordability manually. Now, many of us, and this is where I need you to really listen critically well. Many of us take it that I can pay a loan installment as long as it is 50% of net pay. Now, under public service, this is computed in this way. And this is the guideline that all institutions follow. And this is what you must, if you're coding, this is what you must put in the code. And it is what the code allows you. It is this formula here. I know there are banks that will, especially your mother bank, will deduct you 50% of your net pay. It is because they are not coding you. That's why they are able to deduct you, because the salary is paid there. But for us who do not directly receive your salary, we are limited. And we have to follow this affordability check. And how we compute, or how public service advises on computation of affordability that we see in the system is this formula here. We get 48% of your base pay. I'll show you an example. I tried to compute one. 48% of your base pay. If your base pay is 4 million, 48% of 4 million minus all existing deduction, including statutory, I mean pay as you earn, including savings. If you have a savings, say, for example, you have a code for, say, UPSTU and is for saving, it is also deduction, including UPSTU code for membership for the union is also deduction. So we get 48% of your base pay minus all those deductions. Whatever remains is what is taken to constitute a loan installment. So given if you have loans in other banks, we also put them together and come up with your affordability. So if you have a loan in another bank, it reduces your affordability, because we shall also deduct it from there to come up with what you remain with as your affordability. So it is not that your affordability is 50% of your net pay. That is wrong. But your mother bank is able, because the salary goes there. Credit committee reviews the loan for approval. Now, after getting your affordability, we advise the loan committee. First, we prepare a file. So the file goes now to the loan committee that will go through your file and gives an approval or a decline. They can even reduce on the amount you've applied. Maybe you applied for 100 million. They say, no, we give him 20 or 50, depending on your affordability and how they see you in terms of credibility. Because there are many factors we look at. Not only affordability, but also we can also bring an aspect of credit history. I know there are those who have taken some simple loans like emergency and they are giving us headache on repayment. So all those are factored in, determine how much you qualify for. So after I've approved the loan is now submitted in the HCM for approval. Now, when we approve and you sign the offer, I come back to HCM. I log in and I submit that loan now for approval. Now, when I submit that loan, now it leaves my system. Now it comes to you. The next step, the next slide. Now, when it comes to you, this is where you now play. You as the borrower. Now, your borrower's role, it has left mine, me have submitted, it is now into your HCM. So the borrower's role in HCM loan actions are the following. So the borrower logs into the HCM and you go to self-service portal. It's unfortunate that I don't have credentials for HCM. I would log in and physically show you. But when you log in, Mukata, just click on the next slide. Just shortly, you'll come back. Now, this is HCM. When you log in HCM, this is what you will see. Okay, when you go to Google, under that area where you punch the link and you just punch in HCM, you'll click on it and this is what it will bring for you. So you put in your username and then your password. If you don't have a username and password, we refer you to contact your HR. they always create for you a username and password. And then you log in. You will definitely log in. Go back, Rogers. Now, when you log in, you go to an area called self-service portal. And when you click on self-service, you will see that loan that I've submitted in that box. You'll see it there with the loan amount from opposed to the loan installment, the deduction amount, and then start date. So for you, you just review and agree. If you agree with whatever is there, the information that I've put there, loan amount 10 million, deducting 500,000 every month. Start date is 10th of November. Are you okay with all this? If you're okay, then you go and action, approve. If you're not okay, you reject. But once you approve, okay, let me go through this. So select action, loan request, review and approve SACCO loan deduction details. This is what I've just mentioned. So you confirm deduction amount and the start date. Are they okay? Once they're okay with those ones, then you submit. Before you submit, it will not go away from there. So when you submit, it will go away from your docket and it will go to the HR. Now, when it goes to the HR, you see this status here is, for example, if you looked at the last one, the one down, where I have 10 million. This loan here, I just submitted it. So it is saying under status, you see reservation is submitted. So I submitted that loan for someone. Now, at the end here, where you see HCM approval status, it is pending action. Until the HR approves it, it will not change this. So for me, I'm waiting. I cannot do any other thing on that loan until he approves. When he approves, it will change and changes to a green where you see approved. So when the HR approves, it will show approved. And the moment I see approved, I have even delayed to disburse. I run and disburse that loan. But before, like now, the one down here, I have not disbursed because I'm waiting for the HR. And me, I submitted, I am saying, I submitted on, is it on the 6th? That's when I submitted it. I am waiting for him to approve. Next slide. So this is what the HR will do. HCM approval by employer. Employer is your HR. So the accounting officer or the HR will log into the HCM. They will review the borrower submitted loan. The borrower submitted loan. Your loan that you submitted, not the SACCO submitted loan, because it is now you who has submitted it there. Approves and confirm deduction code for the SACCO. For him, we will double check, is it supposed to, is this theirs? Because they are now confirming, is this their deduction code? Are we okay with them? Yes. Then means of finance, payroll validates and activates. Of course, means of finance also comes in here. Confirmation not sent to the SACCO. After they are done and submitting this and okaying it, we shall receive a notification this side that a loan has been coded fully. Next slide. Now, of course, after they have coded and we have received notification, these things, when I'm explaining, they seem to be, taking more time or much time or many days. But it's a mere click. We can even have this one disbursed in a single day if the HR is in office and they are quick in responding. Because even me are getting an approval. Once I get approval from the committee, you know the committee who sits there. If I get approval, it's easier for me to come on my desk and punch in the loan. Just in 5 minutes, I've finished. I submit it to you. When you approve, immediately it will go to the HR. Follow up with a phone call. Mr. So I have submitted my loan. Please approve. He will approve in 2 minutes. Then I will disburse in 1 minute. So it can be even done in 1 day and we finish. So no loan disbursement. Upon HCM approval, we shall funds to the account. Notes and repayment schedule. Then the loan will start to do the deductions. So this is, once we are done, we disburse immediately, and that is the end of it all. Next slide. Repayment and monthly. Payment automatic. This is automatic deduction. We don't even need to remind you of the payment because it is automatic via HCM. For you, you get your net when our deduction is off. So for us, we shall be reconciling with the concerned parties, PCA and public service only. We don't have to disturb you in the process. So for you, you'll be receiving periodical statements when our deductions are off. Okay. But when a member wants to clear early the loan, you're always welcome to clear the loan as early as possible. Next slide. Affordability. Now here is where I try to compute for your affordability. To give you an example, because these are questions I usually receive. Someone say, but manager, you're telling me my affordability is 500,000, but my net is 1.8. I can afford to pay 800 or 1 million. Please deduct me more than that. And my answer has been always, we are unable because we cannot see it in the system for coding. We are limited to 48% minus deductions. So if your basic pay is 4 million, multiply by 48%, you get 1.92. That is 48% of basic pay of 4 million. Then on this 1.92, we shall remove all your deductions as they appear on the pay slip. Pay 1.1, opposed to code of 40. If you have a loan, stay in Bayport or whatever, we shall also remove it. And total deduction, now the total of 1.1 and 400 and 40 and 400 becomes 1.34. So your affordability means the amount of money we can expose to a loan deduction, we can never exceed. So meaning your affordability now becomes 578, but your net pays could be around 2 point something. But see how much is coming to your affordability because of the 48% of your basic pay. So we shall see your affordability as 578,000. So we can never give you a loan that exceeds 578. So that is how we compute affordability. Next slide. Process flow diagram. This is just a summary of what I've explained, how we run through the SACCO loan process, member application, verification, appraisal through PCA, then loan signing, that includes signing documentation, then borrower HCM loan action, where you approve, then employer action, where the employer goes in and approves, then I disburse, and we shall start the deductions. As simple as that. Next slide. Benefits of HCM. Why do we have to have HCM in this thing? I know it may seem to be a lengthy process, but why do we need HCM? Ensure payroll security. Then reduces loan default risk. Of course, when we are having deduction at source, we are not worried of a default risk as opposed to where members were giving us the installments physically. Guaranteed deduction authenticity, because remember, you'll give us approval by approving your loan, okay? And then also public service or the HR will also come. So there is authenticity. We receive approvals from each party. Then builds trust among SACCO teachers and employer under the MOU. You know, we say this is governed by MOU, an understanding between the three parties. You, the teacher, the borrower, us, the SACCO, and the employer. So we understand each other because we have a binding agreement. Enables faster disbursement. I explained to you, if we can have all the parties that play a part in the system, we can have this loan disbursed even in 1 day. Next slide. A conclusion is basically that HCM is a very important tool as far as managing SACCO is concerned, because it's secure, transparent, and efficient. Okay, so we welcome all the teachers to come and take these loans. We already have beneficiaries who have benefited from these loans, and these loans we are not segregating from anyone. You all qualify. Where we have challenges is where your loans, you have loans in your other banks, because they have already coded you. When we put your computer number in the system, we shall see zero affordability, because your bank where you borrowed has consumed all your affordability, that one I computed. We see some pay slips where someone has zero affordability, and we tell you, Mr. So we cannot give you a SIA loan because you have zero affordability. Secondly, we have noted that some of you have loans in your banks that go up to 8 years, and our maximum period is 5 years. So sometimes we are unable to buy because you still have a big figure there, because ours is 5 years. The other thing is that some of you, I had complaints that we are segregative as far as these loans are concerned. We are giving to people we know. I want to assure you that we are not giving people we know. We are giving whoever qualifies for the money. Please apply and have the money given to you and disbursed. Okay. The other question is affordability. Now, where you have a bigger facility that is running in your bank, we shall advise you to first reduce it. Otherwise, we are limited. And that bank is charging 1.4, but for us in affordability, because of what I told you, we are limited. So that's where we are finding challenges. However, we are open to discussion and we shall always support you. At this juncture in time, I'll give back the mic to the moderator, Mr. Lima. Back to you to handle the question part. Mr. Lima, are you online? Okay, I do not hear from Mr. Lima. Probably I can go to the chat box and see if there are some questions. Do you do buy-off of the loans? Yes, we do buy-off of the loans, but also depends on your affordability and how much you have the other side. Like I said, you find that your mother bank is charging you an installment of 1.2 million per month. And for us, when we patch in our HCM system, they are telling us you cannot exceed maybe 700,000. So we find challenges there because you cannot code beyond what we see in the system, unless if we were getting your salary through our SACCO, which for now it is not happening. The other side, my question to the presenter: suppose my savings with the SACCO is less than 500,000. Am I allowed to get a loan of more than what I have as my savings? Now, for SIA loans, we do not basically consider your savings or shares. There, we just look at your pay slip, how much are you earning in terms of net pay and the affordability. But then when it comes to emergency loans, that's when we bring in the aspect of shares and savings. So for emergency loans, where we factor in the shares and savings, we can give you 3 times your shares. Like one we're saying 500,000. If this was shares, we shall multiply by 3. And that means you qualify for 1.5 million. Then we look at how much you have in savings. If you have another 100,000 in savings, we shall add it there. So you qualify for 1.6. So we shall always multiply your shares. That's why we emphasize, we keep saying buy more shares, buy more shares. Because shares gives you a higher multiplier factor.
By 3.
So we multiply the shares by 3 and we add on the savings that you have. So that qualifies you. But also we require to bring us good guarantors, because that's also another factor where we look at. Someone has asked, what is the interest rate? Interest rate for SIA loans, it is 13% per annum on reducing balance. The interest rate for emergency loan is 2% per month. All the other loans is at 13% per annum reducing balance. Someone asked, who gives me the letter of undertaking? I said that is your personnel. at the vote, whether municipality or city or district, you go to the HR in those offices. Initially, you were not heard, but all is well. Okay. Any more questions? I've addressed the questions that were in the chat box. Unless there are more questions that I can address. Do I need guarantors for salary loans? The answer is no. The guarantor is the MOU and the letter of undertaking we have signed. The manner of computing affordability is quite awkward, and I think via salary loans we may not benefit much. My observation. I think we have no much control over this because
Mr. Richard.
Yes,
thank
Mr.
you. Thank you very much for the presentation. It has been wonderful. I think we have used more. Of course, we started late, yes. So we are approaching 1 hour. Thank you very much for the presentation. In the same regards, let me take this opportunity to thank members who have joined the call. At least we have had a good number. Though some are now dropping off because it is already time. I thank the union leaders who are here. I recognize you, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the regional chairpersons, Angutuko, Buachito, Kelo, and I can see, yes, and others. Then I can see many district chairpersons. I can see many school coordinators. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for supporting the SACCO and the union. Thank you very much for taking the voice of the SACCO to your places of jurisdiction. In the same regards, I would like to thank the union and SACCO officers who have helped in distribution of the MOUs. We are thinking that we could get your feedback, but maybe because of time, we may not go into that. But of course, you have been reaching us. There are some hindrances, but we are trying to, you always call us, you tell us, and then we solve. So as for now, everything is going on well. I think I will request some few members who have some questions here raise up their hand, and then you'll be able to chip in your question, maybe questions and supplements and all that. Good enough. Some of you have been putting some questions in the inbox, and the manager has been answering those questions very well. Yes. So as we wait for some people, some other people who are asking some questions,
Mr. Loima,
maybe, yes, please.
Mr. Musosi had put up his hand, and is even already unmuted.
Oh, yes. Mr.
Hello.
Yes, please, you can talk to the people.
Good evening, the manager and the other hosts.
Good evening.
Yes. I'll first of all thank you for the presentation and for a number of clarifications that you made. You've really answered a number of questions that we had. Like me personally, I had a number of questions, but Mr. Mkoba has really highlighted, and I'm satisfied to around 80%. My issue again is on the issue of the WEND system. Because when you log in, there is that part of loan services. And when you try to click on, like to check on the loan limit, it doesn't show, it says 0. And yet, like for my case, I have about 50 shares. So when you try to check how much you qualify for a loan, it says you have the loan limit of 0. So I wanted him to maybe make some clarification on that. Then another thing also is on the issue of the regional coordinators. Some of us even don't know about these regional coordinators. Like for my case, I'm from Parisa. I think that is Bukedi region. We haven't heard anything about who is our regional coordinator. So as far as also the issue of memorandum of understanding, we are not clear whether our district also has signed so that we can proceed with the loan applications. Otherwise, I thank you. Thank you for the presentation.
Yes,
I
let
remain
us first
Msosi.
take, Mr. Msosi, thank you very much. Let us first take other people before we respond. Mr. Aliku Alison, can you talk? Can you unmute and talk? Mr. Aliku, I think Mr. Aliku maybe is getting some challenges. Mr. Mukova, can you get back and first respond to Mr. Msosi? Then later these questions in the messages.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lima, and Mr. Msosi, thank you very much for the questions asked. You talked about loan limits that you see as 0 when you try to check. For now, we are still defining on the parameters to give you loan limits because, like I said, there will be a number of factors to look at, including repayment history, your saving culture, the number of shares that you have, depending on the particular loan you might want to take. So we are still defining those parameters, and then after which we shall have limits set for each individual. However, for now, feel free to reach us, directly reach me out. I'll always advise you on how much you can qualify as we are defining those parameters. Secondly, it talks about regional coordinators that are not known. Probably I will need to understand the area you're coming from so I can advise on who is your regional coordinator so that we can touch base. Now for the MOUs, I think, Mr. Lima, what we can do, we can get a list of those MOUs that have been signed and we keep sharing on the group. So we shall be giving you updates on which votes have signed the MOUs so that you keep running there. I think that addresses the concern from Mr. Msosi. So let me take it up with Mr. Lima that we shall be updating you on the different MOUs that have been signed for those votes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Richard. We are having Flavia Nyanzi. Flavia Nyanzi, can you unmute and talk?
Mr. Luma, I think I'm on the queue.
Who are you?
Yes, I'm Arikwarson Leuga, yes. Who addressed the hand?
Hey, I called you and you were nowhere to be seen. Okay, you can talk.
The host would not allow us to unmute. Yes, I think everybody can get me clear.
Yes, please.
Yes, this is Arikwarson Leuga, the regional secretary for West Nile. I'm happy that my chairman is on here. I wanted to communicate to you through him that Yumbe has signed the MOU. I had informed him Yumbe has already signed, and they were good to go from Yumbe. The cow was with him and directed, and he has already signed the MOU. So I wanted to thank so much Loimba and your team for the comprehensive MOU because my cow was able to confirm that the MOU was comprehensive and it does not have any legal aspects. I mean, legal problems. So it has been signed. That's the confirmation I wanted to give you through my regional chairperson who is online here.
Oh, Mr. Aliku, thank you very much for your commitment.
Yes.
I will really appreciate. Thank you for that. Thank you for taking the lead.
Yes. Now my question is, how much or what is the maximum a member can get from the SACCO? For instance, if somebody takes, gets 4 million, what will be the maximum loan? Because these are some of the questions we get from the members so that we would have express responses to prepare them. Because now for them, if they know this is the limit I will have. This is what is to be the maximum. In one way or the other, can actually can motivate somebody to look for how we can access. Why he should go for loan and something like that. Thank you so much. I appreciate what.
Oh, you are welcome. Yes, there are some issues which are being raised here before Mr. Mukova comes to respond to Mr. Aliku. Someone is saying my issue is on membership registration fee when I'm already a coded union member. Now, members, we need to separate these two things, union and the SACCO. However much in the beginning I said that the union, I said that the SACCO is a project of the union. In other words, it was birthed or started by the union, but there is a thin line between the two. First of all, according to the regulations, it is mandatory that every worker is supposed to be having a union where he or she falls. So every work in Uganda, especially the public service employers, the public service employees, have all got unions covering them. So you cannot be there when you don't have a union. That's why, as a must, you must be having somewhere you are taking your 1% subscription. Now, when you go to the SACCO, you join a SACCO by your will, free will. So you can decide not to have a SACCO you belong to. So in other words, you decide if you're going to belong to a SACCO or not. But for the union, you cannot decide not to belong to a union. So what does it mean? It means that that's why you remember. Okay, let me first leave that. Sometimes some of you, you can even be, you were coded by default by the science union because you are mandated to be in UPSTU. But there is no way the SACCO can take you by default. You must register by your free will. You register willingly. That's why there is membership fee. You register willingly, and then you even pay membership fee, and then you start benefiting from the SACCO. So there is no way how you can say that because you are subscribing and therefore automatically you are in the SACCO. No, you must take another step to be a member of the SACCO. So it is not automatic that if you are a member of the union or you are already coded, therefore you are a member of the SACCO. Let us understand this. You must take another step and you register in the SACCO. Hope I've answered that question. So someone is saying, so how do we register? Registering in the SACCO is easy. First of all, you are going to fill the membership form. You fill the membership form. I don't know if Mr. Mukere can drop the membership form here. If you access that membership form, you are going to of course, you are going to scan it, and then you fill it very well. After scanning it and filling it well, you download it. You download it, you fill it very well, then you scan and send it back, either to the manager or to me. Okay. After doing that, then you pay, and you send again. When you pay, and the manager has put what you are supposed to pay, because you are having membership fee of 50,000. then shares of 50,000, because you are buying minimum shares, 5 shares, each is 10,000, that is 50,000. And then you add it on minimum savings of 20,000. So you initially, when you are starting, you have to pay 120,000. But if you don't have it, you can start even by paying 50,000 as the membership fee, though you don't become a full member until when you pay the minimum shares and then the minimum savings. So there you become a full member after paying 120, and then you start enjoying the other. After actually paying 120,000, you can even access the salary loan. Yes. So, Mr. Richard, I don't know if, okay, we are first of all having Owen Samuel. Let us hear from Owen Samuel. I think he is going to be the last person to say something from that end. Then Mr. Mukova will be able to give some closing remarks, unless otherwise. Mr. Owen, can you unmute and say something? Mr. Owen, I think Mr. Owen is getting Mr. Owen is getting some challenges. So, Mr. Mukova, can you come back and make some closing remarks?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lima, and every participant in this meeting. One of the participants asked and said, what is the maximum loan someone can qualify for when they get a salary of 4 million? Like I said earlier, that for now, we cannot determine how much you can qualify for as maximum amount. We usually check when we have your computer number, because each of you have varying deductions that are happening on your pay slips. So it's better you share with us your pay slip, and then we can advise you on how much you can qualify for. However, the maximum loan that the SACCO can give someone is up to 200 million. You, as long as your affordability can enable you get that money, we shall give it to you. From the closing remarks, I want to appreciate whoever has really attended. My number is 0785. It is even in the chat box, 693-183. Always feel free to share with us. My team is ready and set to serve you. We are serving members. By the way, as people are talking out there, as members are benefiting, they are really coming for the money. Because every day at least we disburse some loan. That one I can really assure you. Every day we disburse loans. Mr. Lima is there, he sits on a loan committee, and he knows every day we disburse loans. So teachers, please come. This is your SACCO. This is yours. We shall not give this money to the other teachers. Even yesterday, people were asking me, what about those who are non-science teachers? Can they come and benefit? Because I mean, 13% per annum, it is not anywhere to be really secured. So even other people want to join, but you are saying, no, this facility is for science teachers only. And that is the only criteria we can allow someone. So please come. We are ready to serve you. Our turnaround time is very fast. We give you money very quickly. People have applied in 1 day and have gotten the money in 1 day. So please, members, please come. I know there are issues of sensitization and what have you, but let each of us be someone who can sensitize. Talk to your fellow colleagues there. Speak to them. Be our ambassador in your school so that we can reach everywhere. I know when we have more numbers, we keep on growing and growing and growing. Let's grow together. Thank you, Mr. Lima, for moderating, and thanks, Mr. Mukole, the IT manager, and thanks my team and everyone.
A minute, Mr. Richard, a minute.
Yes, Mr.
We can't close this meeting without listening from the northern region. I can see our SACCO ambassador from the north, and as well as the regional chairperson, Mr. Obuachito, is putting up the hand. Please unmute and talk to your people.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Am I being heard?
Yes.
Yes, please, loud and clear.
Okay, this is Obuachito, Regional Chairperson, Lao. I want just to respond to, I have seen some repeated message there that somebody who has already passed probation period, can that one be given? Just my advice is such a person is supposed to fill appraisal forms for the 3 term, and he submits for confirmation to the Education Service Commission. So that would also help you to do other things. Then 2, I've been recruiting members. Mr. Mulima Edward, I've been telling the team of the Richard to always add them onto the group. I think whenever a member registers, always take time to add them to the group. I think I have 2 members not yet added. Tomorrow I will make a follow-up so that they are added onto the SACCO group. In the Lango region, we have already Utuke. I saw the district coordinator was there. Utuke, it has already been signed. So members from Utuke can as well start the process of applying for such type of loan with the cheapest or the lowest interest rate. But I want now to thank everybody, the SACCO team as the ambassador in charge Northern Uganda. I'm happy West Nile is coming up. They also have some votes already signed in terms of the MOU. So let's join the SACCO. It is not automatic that when you're a union member, you are also automatically a SACCO member. SACCO is a business. When you leave the union in terms of retirement, you can continue with the SACCO. There is no problem with that. But with the union, once you retire, you become an honorary member. So members, let's embrace this so that we use the money appropriately and then we grow and possibly we can become a bank such that those conditions Richard was talking about, that when maybe your money comes through our bank, assuming UPSTU SACCO upgrades to a bank, then we can have our members receiving their salaries through the bank. That's when we can now adjust on certain issues. But for now, we are now governed by the UCRA and then the Minister of Finance conditions. So that's what we shall always do to you in order to serve you better. Let me stop here and say good evening. Let's use this ProDev hour to empower us in terms of knowledge. Thank you, everybody listening.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Obua Kizito. Thank you for the work we are doing in Northern Uganda, pertaining in mobilizing for the SACCO. I really appreciate, and the SACCO team is appreciating, and we recognize your knowledge as far as financial management is concerned. I'm very aware that you have ever managed financial institutions and you have a lot of knowledge. And it is really practical, and it is evident because you have worked so hard in growing the SACCO. Yeah, you have brought the issue or the concern of adding members to the SACCO group. Yes, I think according to my timeline, because today the admin assistant reminded me, and immediately after this call, I'm going to add all people who joined this week. At least that is going to be done in a few minutes from now. There is a question that is coming in about who qualifies to be a SACCO member. Just like the pre-current speakers have said, any science teacher qualifies to be a member of the SACCO, irrespective of the fact that is working in private school or government school. Yes, you qualifies to be a member of UPSTU Members SACCO. That is why even we have people who have retired, the retirees. Yeah, so if just as Mr. Obua has said, even when you retire, you can remain a member of the SACCO but you have stopped working in the government school. So it is not that only people on the payroll that are going to be SACCO members. It is only that they are restricted, like people in the private schools. They will be restricted to access to some loan products. For example, the salary loan. The manager was very clear that one of the qualifications is being a coded member of UPSTU. So for the salary loan, you must be already coded, already subscribing. Yes. I think it was the other time when we had a session of SACCO, we agreed about that with all members who were on the call, that for salary loan, let salary loan be reserved for only those ones, the workers on government payroll who are coded. We agreed about that. So that means of course, the people in the private school cannot access the salary loan because already they are not getting salary from the government. You see, so at least they can't get that. But the other loan products they can be able to access. Yes, members, I think this has been wonderful. This has been wonderful. It has been a wonderful session. People are already giving testimonies that they have benefited so much. Someone is saying, what's the interest rate per year? Yes, the interest rate per year is 13%. So 13% per annum. So you can just imagine, you can see that it is a very competitive rate. I don't think there's any financial institution. Okay, I think there are few financial institutions which are giving 13% per annum. So you have no reason for remaining in those financial institutions, the bank, your commercial banks that are giving you interest rate at 25%. Why remaining there? Why are you going to money lenders that are having interest rate of even 100% and even infinity? What are you doing there? Someone was saying, serve you within the board, your transfer. Okay. So members, I encourage you to join UPSTU Members SACCO. The money is there. You remember the president gave UPSTU Members SACCO 6.6 billion. That money is there. It is just waiting for you to join the SACCO and then be able to access that money. Remember, you are only accessing that money through loans, because it is a revolving fund. It is not just money that was given for campaigns or what that you are just taking. It is a revolving fund in that you take it and then you bring it back so that other people can also access it. Yeah, so that's why there's some terms and conditions, because the SACCO must make sure that there are no risks in recovering that money, because it must be recovered back so that other people can be able to also access it. So I thank everyone who joined this call. Let us end here today. I wish everybody a good night and bye-bye, everyone.
Okay, good night too.